Hi everyone, welcome to LEADucation's course on interview skills, which is part of our Leaders in the Workplace course focus category. My name is Simran and I am the co-founder of the LEADucation program, and I will be one of your mentors for this course. My partner is Rohini, who will be introducing herself later in the course. Both of us are super excited to start working with you, and if you have any questions along the way, you can email us at simransethi424@gmail.com, which is me, I'm the first one, or rohinimatikali@gmail.com, which is the second one. So by the end of our 8-day course, you'll be well equipped for your future job interviews with some of our helpful tips to put you ahead from the rest of the applicants. Keep in mind that these activities should take roughly 15 to 30 minutes per day. However, feel free to take it slow or as fast as you'd like. We will cover the before and during of an in-person and online interview. And we will also go over some mock interview questions. We have a handout which can be found on the website. You can download it there and you can either print or download a copy and follow along. So here's our rough outline of what the next 8 days are going to look like. So today we will talk about what to do before your interview, how to prepare, and how to dress. A description of the rest of the course is posted here as well, so take a few minutes to read through the outline or take a picture if you want. We recommend taking notes using our handout. If you still need that handout, you can find a copy of it on the course page on the LEADucation website where you should be accessing this video as well. We're going to start out way before you even enter the interview room with preparing weeks and days beforehand. This will include clearly researching the company you're applying for and your position there, reading yourself for the day of, and practicing. We recommend completing this course at least a week before your interview date. Before we start learning, we want to do a small goal-setting activity on what you want to improve on during this course. You'll reflect on day 8 on these goals to see how far you have progressed. For example, one possible goal could be, I want to appear more confident when interviewing, or I want to learn about some typical interview questions. These goals can also be something that you may not have accomplished by the end of this course, such as do well at my first job interview. If it's far from now. You can always come back and add more goals to this, so we have left plenty of space for you on the handout. Take a minute or two to pause and write down at least 1 to 3 goals that you're hoping to improve on throughout this course. Okay, so one main tip that we need you to take away from this is to research the company beforehand. A hiring agent will be looking for how well you mesh with the people around you, along with how skilled you are. To get more knowledge on which soft skills to highlight, you can look up company values and goals. This will give you a better understanding of the workplace and could impress a hiring agent with your knowledge on their workplace.
Okay, so we're going to be researching the company values of Target, just as an example. So we'll go to their careers. Okay. Now, under careers, we can look at culture because that's what they'd want, right? Their culture. So they have a lot of information here about what their culture is, what they do, company history, their purposes and values would also be good to research. So you can look over here. They have all of this information given to you. So if you were to apply to Target, you would want to look at all of this. You would want to read it through and see which aspects of it you're able to relate to. And that's what you'll talk about in your interview. And we will go over this as well when we go over practice.
Similar to the previous slide, it is important to know what job you are actually getting interviewed for. As silly as this sounds, people who have been getting ready for multiple job interviews within a month span may tend to forget or get confused on what specific role it is. Not only does this help you remember, but you'll be able to frame yourself in a way that explicitly states what skills you have that are necessary for that role. You want to tell the interviewer all about yourself, but by emphasizing the characteristics that make you the best fit person for the job is crucial as well. Remember that you're not most likely the only person applying for the job, so come the most prepared. And don't worry if you're confused right now on how to incorporate this stuff. We are going to go over everything on the following few days.
Okay, again, so for researching the job details, I'm on Target again, and I'm going to scroll down and look at their careers. So we can search here. So I'm currently in Seattle, so we can type Seattle, search, and look, there's a huge list of different companies, or sorry, different jobs that you can do. So we'll just click on this first one here. And now it'll give us a huge description. See, it says description here. So this is about the target, and then this here is specifically about the job. So this is what you want to look for before you enter your interview. You want to read this and you want to see, okay, how can I relate to this? Just as we did with the company values. You need to be able to use keywords and bring this up during the interview, which we will go over again in the future days when answering the elevator pitch and the practice question.
When you go into your job, they'll most likely be requesting your resume, cover letter, and possibly some letters of recommendation. Even if you have already submitted this information beforehand, always bring an extra copy. This will ensure that if you have misplaced it or marked it up, you can give them a fresh, clean copy of these documents. It also shows great responsibility and organization when showing up for the interview. If you have an early morning interview or are very indecisive about choosing clothes, as many of us are, it's really useful to plan out your professional attire beforehand as well. This way you can be more stress-free in the morning and throw out your already prepared clothes. We'll be explaining more about dress code on day 2 as well. And of course, you must be getting a good night's rest the night before. As much as you would want to stay up and cram and stress, that is exactly what you should not do. No one likes an interviewee coming in half asleep, smelling like coffee. As mentioned earlier today and in future days, we will be going over everything you need to prepare to do on the day of, so there's no need to stay up late. Also, we will be doing a lot of these possible questions on later days, so you can stay worry-free about that. We just want to mention that you can be preparing for any of these question days or even weeks in advance. The more practice can only help with the chance of the same or similar questions being asked at your own interview. Look out in the future for a course specifically on how to prepare and do online interview skills, considering COVID might be the new thing. But we will just give a brief rundown on how to prepare for now. Preparing wise, you still have to do the same necessary research and preparation that was discussed earlier today. The main difference would be that you would have to set up your interview environment at home. This includes putting your computer for charge the night before or during the interview. It would be a little awkward if your computer died in the middle. And of course, your camera will be on, so make sure you're somewhere where there's not too much commotion behind you, or maybe even try a green screen. Something simpler or appropriate also works. As you'll be talking, make sure you're in a quiet space with good Wi-Fi, that there are not many interruptions. And my favorite, you get to wear comfy pants, as a camera will only be focusing on your upper body and face. But of course, this is optional, whatever you're comfortable in. And again, we'll be going over proper attire later in the course. That's it for day 1. If you have any questions, you can email us at 2 emails that are posted here on the PowerPoint side. See you at day 2. Bye.